Sorry. I couldn't get to the thing to change it. It's good times. Okay, and you probably don't need to hear Belle Biv DeVoe. Ha ha! Oh my gosh. But it's a good starting off point, at Belle Biv DeVoe, and water on my shirt. I'm doing real good tonight. How are y'all doing? So, I think that me being 7 minutes late to log in, it's not really a shocker to any of you, right? But it's become me. I need to tell you guys some stuff. Something has happened to my email address. So I had to go through and change it to jennifer.metaphysicalroundtable.com. And that's wrong. It's Jennifer at Metaphysical Roundtable at gmail.com. Okay, update. Okay, that is correct. Yes. Okay, so I've had to change my email address just slightly. And what I did was I just added Jennifer in front of it. There's been some problems with some, like, I don't know. It's like, you just get those alerts that say, hey, there's stuff going on. So I don't know if somebody's trying to hack into it or if it was just something weird happened. I don't know. Anyway, I was advised to do a new email address. So that's what I did. How's everybody's week been? I mean, I know it's only, what is this? Is it Tuesday? It's Tuesday because I'm doing my show. It's Tuesday. And I just want to say, I finally found this poster. I promised this to my friend Jen, who is sometimes in the chat. I just love her. I promised this to her, like, I don't know, maybe a year, 2 years ago even. I even bought a frame for it, and then I put it up so that it was safe, and I couldn't find it. Yeah. So I put it up in a safe place, and I couldn't find it. So I found it because, I'm cleaning out and rearranging my office. Again, no judgment. But this is what I think Archangel Ariel looks like. So this is my opinion. This isn't labeled Archangel Ariel. This is what I think Archangel Ariel looks like, because she's always around like bodies of water, and we've got some mountains back here and a lot of water. There's a waterfall. I don't know if you can see that. There's a waterfall and a lot of water, but she's always surrounded by lions. And, and she's a lot of water around her. But this is what I think that Archangel Ariel looks like. And she reminds me of my friend Jen. So Jen, if you're watching, I found the poster. I finally located it. I mean, it really only took me 2 years. I feel pretty good about that. I mean, the thing is, I was getting rid of a lot of stuff because, full moon in Virgo. And then I didn't realize that we didn't have cable for a few days. Did this happen to anybody else? Like, something has gone haywire with AT&T and our cable people. So I didn't have, I couldn't do my hotspot with AT&T for a couple of days. And because of the brouhaha with AT&T. Well, then I thought it was just my phone, right? Turns out it was our internet too. So, of course, my videos were late. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. So I want to talk about Chiron. And it's not the only asteroid that I would like to talk about, but Chiron is the hot topic. okay? Because a lot of the other asteroids are not included in most of the birth charts. It's nothing wrong with that. It's just, just a thing. So I want to show you guys a picture of Chiron, if I can get it to work. I'm just... Okay, all the stuff is like on my page. Okay. Okay, picture of Chiron. I had it pulled up, but it's not there anymore. Hey, Kelsey, how are you? Let's see. Oh, here it is. The symbol. Okay. Okay, I found it. Okay, apparently this is a stock photo. So let's see if I can do this correctly. Ha! Oh my gosh, would you look at that? Okay, so didn't mean to do that. Oh well. Okay, so this is Chiron. This is it. This is the picture. This is what Chiron looks like. Okay, it looks like a key. That's exactly what it looks like to me, is a key. Sometimes it can look like a oh yeah, there's my desktop. Sometimes it can look like oh my gosh, I've like forgotten how to operate my computer. Sometimes people say it just looks like a big K, or but it looks like a key to me. So when you're looking at your chart, it looks like a key. That's what Chiron looks like to me. So in that image. Hey, Alethea, how are you? Oh, Kelsey, I bet you are exhausted. Oh my gosh, it's always exhausting starting a new job, isn't it? Because then you have to ask everybody where the bathrooms are, where the best place to eat are. It's crazy. It's insane. Yeah. So now here's the thing. Chiron is a little like stays in signs for a lengthy period of time. Okay. He can move faster and slower, but it's sort of like it's not quite it's obviously not as long as Pluto, but it's sort of generationally, I would say, is like when, you can look at how long, like when Chiron is in a sign. So I would say for a lot, not all, a good bit of the mid-Gen Xers, Chiron is in Aries. And Chiron is currently in Aries. So it's sort of returned home, for us. Then we have, of course, like the late baby boomers, the pre-Gen Xers, I'm still considering them Gen X, is in Pisces. So look up where Chiron is in your chart because you do want to know the house and the sign. Okay, so mine is in Aries, and I started reading about it and I got into a rabbit hole. What a shocker, right? And I was just like just stunned at like what all the stuff was with mine. So mine is in my third or fourth house, depending on if I'm looking at whole house signs. So it's kind of interesting. Now my boys are Pisces because that's the generation kind of thing. Both of them were in Pisces. Mine is in my third house if you do whole houses. And I believe it's in my fourth house if you look at if I break it down. Why can't I do this? You guys, I had this all laid out, really. Nope, it's in my third house in both. So the thing is, like when you do whole house signs, you can have them where they're your planets can move in the houses, but not in the signs. Okay. So mine is in the third house. The third house in my own little love my microphone. Hang on. Oh good, Kelsey, yours is in the third house as well. So the third house is it's like the goddess moon, like sort of house. It supports the fourth house. It's the home and family. It's the people we see day to day. It's our normal routine. And it's like our elemental education. So for me, I had a really hard time in like elementary school and junior high. Like I had a really hard time in those years. Okay. I also have a really hard time with the people that I saw day to day growing up. Isn't that interesting? Those are the people that like I feel like cause me the most pain. And it's funny because the third house supports the fourth house. And while Tomomi is here, hello Tomomi, in the fourth house, if your Chiron is in the fourth house, that represents the backbone of the chart, the foundational anchor of the chart, the ancestry, the early or private life, home, property, ancestors, what you get from your family experiences. So that's how I see like the fourth house. So I want to say, because it's really important that you're looking at like the houses and the sign, because here, Tomomi, you and I were born really close together. Is your Chiron in Aries? Because Chiron in Aries affects the sense of self. These people may find themselves on a voyage of self-discovery or a need to overcome feelings of worthlessness when Chiron is placed here. Can relate. Chiron deals with healing, so they may need to discover ways of healing themselves. They may need to discover ways of healing themselves. This sign is associated with headaches, head wounds, or other injuries in this area. They may need to deal with an actual physical injury like these, or it could be a psychological wound to their sense of self. If they look at themselves, they will see their worth. They need to assert themselves and track their accomplishments. Take charge in order to heal themselves. They will learn to value themselves and how to care for themselves. They'll find that once they value themselves, others will too. Holy crap. Is that not true? All you people out there that have Chiron in Aries, this is true. Now, look at the Chiron in Aries and look what house it's in your chart, okay? For me and Tomomi, Tomomi's on Facebook right now. For me and Tomomi, mine is in the third house, hers is in the fourth house. So it's gonna affect us the same, but a little bit different because our Chirons are in different houses. Now, here's some other things I want to give you guys. I really, you know how I am about research. I love this shit. I can't stop. So, is it this one? Yeah. All right. So this is the first website that I have for you guys. Okay. This website right here, teaandrosemary.com, Chiron in the houses. This is a fantastic website. Okay. Gives you a lot of information. And once you're in that, you can switch it and go to Chiron in the signs. Okay. This is really, really important because Chiron is the wounded healer. This is the area of our lives where we find the most struggle with healing. This is the area in our lives where we find the most struggle with healing. And so I will tell you really honestly, I have spent the most time looking at Chiron in Aries, Chiron in Taurus, because Dr. Seuss has Chiron in Taurus, and Chiron in Pisces, because Chiron, that's where my kids' placements are. Thing 1 and thing 2 has Chiron in Pisces. Now, I want to say again, we are in Chiron is in Aries right now, so we are basically in a Chiron returns situation. Okay. The other thing, what is wrong with this thing? The Michelle, don't worry about it. Oh my gosh, Glenda Peck. Hey, Glenda, look for a little key looking thing. It's a little key. Let me see if I can pull it up again. Oh, I took it down. Hang on. Okay. Crap. Okay. All right, it's coming. It looks like a KO on your chart. You're right. That's exactly it. Okay, let's see if we can get this bigger. Really? Come on. Okay, I'm back here. Okay, here is what Chiron looks like in your chart. That right there. So it looks like a key. And it does look like an OK. I really do like the OK or KO. Sorry, I'm like putting it backwards, Kelsey. But it does, doesn't it? It looks like a K on top of an O. She's absolutely right. That is so awesome, Kelsey. I mean, really. But teaandrosemary.com, Chiron in the House, is a fantastic place to find like the stuff on God, what is going on? Okay, here we go. To find this. The other place that I want to point out to you is this awesome place right here. The astrolibrary.org, interpretations, and Chiron. Again, you can find both sets, the Chiron in the signs and Chiron in the houses. These are fantastic. They're really awesome websites. They have a lot of information. I personally amassed 18 pages of information. We're not going to read 18 pages here. And I'm in the middle of switching over my website. And I didn't discover this until like a couple of weeks ago when I told you guys that I would like put stuff out there for you on my website. I can't post on my website right now. So they did allow me to change the email address because, like I told you guys at the beginning, I'm having some problems with my email address right now. So this is the current email address where you can reach me. It's not changed all that much. I mean, let's face it, all I did was put Jennifer in front of the old email address, jennifer.metaphysicalroundtable@gmail.com. But this is where you can reach me. They don't know what's going on. They're trying to figure out what's happening with my email, but they were like, oh, well, you can still keep it, but it might be a good idea to change. Well, thank you. I don't run a business or anything. So I know, so much fun. So looking at your Chiron, you can really tell where the areas of your life are that you need to focus on for healing. And for me, it's honestly, for me, I feel like it really does have to do with a lot of my childhood. A lot of my childhood. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is like really, this is something big here. And I just kept digging through and looking at like the kernels of information. You know, I pull this stuff up all the time, and then I go, okay, I'm going to save it right here. So all I have to do is read it to them. So what I really saw about Chiron and Aries is that, and this is something that you can find on the Tea and Rosemary site, is how to heal the Chiron and Aries, how to heal it. It also gives you like how to exercise, or not how to exercise, and exercise for Chiron and Aries. And you're right, Tomomi. It's inner child issues. So looking at celebrities, and this is very interesting, looking at celebrities that have Chiron in Aries. Okay. Leonardo DiCaprio, a 48-year-old man who has never gotten married. I'm not judging. I didn't get married until I was 40. But he has been known to adios women as soon as they turn 25. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what I heard. I mean, probably even heard it on TikTok. I don't know. Shakira. I'm just looking at these people that have all had major breakups in their lives. I'm not going to dive too deeply in that. Jennifer Lopez, Jennifer Aniston, Cameron Diaz, hello, Justin Timberlake, Mariah Carey. This is like a litany of people that have had just like bad breakups. I mean, oh my gosh, you know, Ben Affleck is on here. It's very interesting, to say the least. So it is about healing and overcoming like our inner child stuff. But what I love about the Tea and Rosemary site is that there's a whole section on each individual Chiron in the sign, and it says how to heal Chiron in Aries, how to heal Chiron in Pisces, which, you know, I've been obsessing over because I'm trying to help my kids. So, well, hello, Lynn. And Michelle True Node is there too. Oh my gosh. Okay. Apparently there's a song called Chiron and Gemini. Shut up, Kelsey. That is hilarious. I'm gonna have to check that out. So yeah, the Tea and Rosemary site is one of my favorites. The Tea and Rosemary site I use for a lot of reference. I do use this for a lot of referencing. So if you are looking for reference material, I mean, you know, I have it. But I always try to tell you guys not only where I found a lot of my material, but also sites that I think that you guys will like as well. And you may not, but this may kick you off in the right direction, you know? So just to let you know how to heal Chiron in Aries. And I want to tell you, when Chiron returned to Aries, I started changing how I did things, because when Chiron went back into Aries, I have the list. Hang on. Okay, I had it. Okay, here it is. Okay. When Chiron returned to Aries in February of 2019, I started making changes. And it's interesting that that's when I started saying, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. So, how to heal Chiron and Aries. None of us are meant to be doormats, but we're also not meant to attack others. Neither of these two reactions will make the Chiron and Aries individual feel good for the long haul or fix the struggle going on inside them. The difficulty with healing these wounds is that the Chiron and Aries person is very resilient and tends to avoid talking about pain. They would rather keep forging forward. But what Chiron and Aries needs to realize is that sometimes backwards is forwards. Can I tell you how much this resonated with me? Oh my gosh. The first step for Chiron and Aries person is to confront the fact that he or she does not feel a sense of self. And I will tell you, standing up for myself or starting to stand up for myself in a different way, it changed the trajectory of my life for the last 5 years. This person may feel that there is something wrong with him or that something about her is useless or destructive. This is really painful, but it has to be faced. It has to be faced on to work through this wound. Absolutely, 100%. Then they need to realize that that is a false belief, that a false belief is the problem. They have some belief about themselves that isn't true. We are not destructive. Because they absolutely do deserve to be here and are here for a reason. Chiron and Aries needs to make an impact on the world, but they have to find their unique purpose. Holy crap. They have to find their unique purpose. It will most likely not be something that easily blends in with the crowd, but it will be extremely important to the growth of mankind. Or at least, a selected few. It's good to see you guys here. So now I think that it's interesting that Michelle is saying that her North Node is in the same sign as her Chiron. I am very interested in that because North Node is our, okay, I'm getting North Node and Midhaven mixed up. What is wrong with me? I don't need to get North Node and Midhaven mixed up. Stop that. Hang on. I've got the notes pulled up. Okay. Midhaven is our career, and our North Node is our karmic path and our lessons and what we came here to learn. Okay, so with Michelle saying that her North Node, her true node, is in the same sign as her Chiron, are they conjunct, Michelle? And by conjunct, I mean, are they within 5 degrees of each other? Are they really close together? Because that's an interesting one. That means you came here to heal something that is on your path. You came here to heal something that is part of what you're also here to learn. Well, hello, Kathleen. Okay, so that is so awesome, Michelle. Okay, I'm loving it. So I want to know about Michelle's. She's on Facebook. Those of you that are on YouTube, Michelle is on. Okay, Michelle says 17 and 15. Okay, I don't know what that means, Michelle. Is that the numbers that's beside them? Because that means that they're conjunct. If they're within 5 degrees of each other, that means they are affecting each other. If it's your sun, moon, or rising sign, excuse me, they can be within 10 degrees of each other and still have a major effect on the other ones. Okay. 10 degrees if it's sun, moon, or rising, and 5 degrees if it's just regular old stuff. Tomomi. Okay, Michelle, what house is it in and what sign is it in? This is just so cool. You guys know I just absolutely love this shit. I can't stand it. Okay, so we've got Me and Tomomi have Chiron in Aries. I think Kelsey is the only other one that says hers is in Gemini. Anybody else up? Like, Glenda, did you find yours? Did you find yours on your chart? If you guys are looking at astro.com, on the astro.com ones, I'll show you where you can find it. You know, I keep putting my stuff away going, okay, well, I'm done with that. I'm not done with it. Okay, when you look at astro.com, on the little chart part, on this part, it is the last one, like it's the last one right there. Okay, and this is where you can see mine is in, see right here, it's in the 3rd house, and it's in Aries in the 3rd house. Okay, that's mine. This is what I wanted to show you. You see, I can't, sorry. Do you see my moon and my Saturn right here? Do you see how they're tied in together? That is basically a conjunction, because my moon is at 13 degrees and my Saturn is at 19 degrees. So they are in a conjunction. Oh, that's okay, Michelle. You don't have to know the houses. I'm going to tell you about it. I just need to know the number of the house. So the house is going to start over here. Your ascendant is house 1. So this is house 1 for me. Wherever your ascendant is, that's your first house. Okay. This is, oh my gosh, I wonder if I can pull my chart up. Do I have a picture of it? Hang on. Because I think I can pull it up on here. I just don't want to tell the whole world my stuff. Then what direction do you go? Okay, in the 9th house, Michelle, mine has 3 in the wedge where my Chiron is. A little 3 in the wedge. Yes, Kelsey, I understand what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay. What Kelsey is saying is, you see these numbers in the wedge part? That is the houses. Do you see what I'm talking about here? Oh my gosh, I can't, like, my hands are backwards. Do you see the numbers in the center here? This is the houses right there. The number in the wedge. That is a really good way to put that, Kelsey. Thank you. So that's your houses right there in the center. That's in the closest part on the inside of the pie. Okay, so Michelle says it's 8, and what is the what's the sign? Because this is really cool. Michelle, I may have to have you email me your information, because you know I'm gonna have to look at the chart. It's like Kelsey. Kelsey is just a Pisces, and Tomomi is just a Sagittarius with the flavor of a Libra. I love to do that. Sorry. So it's so interesting to look at people's charts. Okay, 8th house. 8th house, Michelle, is what you get from your partners. It's like psychological issues, not getting the credit you deserve. It's I really need to put my glasses on. Hang on. It's an idle place. You work with, it's where you work with other people's stuff, and maybe you're not always getting the credit you deserve, but this is also about loans. And it is about money. This is also a hot topic for money, because a lot of people say that the eighth house is, I need to get a cough drop. I'm sorry. Let me keep coughing on you guys. Where did I just put it? The eighth house has to do with your finances, is what a lot of people will say, is like your income or how you make your income. It's not, but it is like how you work with other people, and like all your little idiosyncrasies. Oh, here's my whole house. Okay, so I can show you that. Here it is. Eighth house. Yeah. It's about taxes too. Yeah, taxes. Teresa, how are you feeling? Still sick, however, getting a little better by the day. Oh my gosh. So you guys, if you're flinging prayers up, make sure you fling a prayer up for our friend Teresa, who is in the chat on Facebook. She is recovering from strep. That sucks too. Yes, send it, Michelle. I would love to see that. Does conjunction of the moon and Chiron something important? I think it does, Tomomi. I think it does, because the moon is such an important character in our lives. I mean, tell me the moon and its emotions doesn't represent something truly important. You know? So here is my whole house chart. And I want to show you guys the difference here. Let me just cover up this piece. I want to show you guys the difference between, it's not a huge difference with mine, but it's enough. It's enough of a difference. So I can't do this. Okay, so this one is my whole house chart. Okay. You see, Capricorn is taking up the entire first house right here. Okay. Down here, Chiron is in my fourth house when I look at the whole house chart. Do you see that? Okay. Now, here is my just regular everyday chart where Chiron is in the third house, and practically the whole first house here is taken up with Aquarius. So that's the difference between the whole house chart and the other chart. I love the colors. Sorry, I have to catch up with the chart. That's okay. That's okay. Oh my gosh. And by the way, Teresa did send me a really pretty color, a really pretty paint color that I'm actually considering for the office. Because initially I just wanted something that was going to match my logo, you know, the Metaphysical Round Table logo, the one that's right there. And I have 3 different versions of it. And I know Michelle really liked the peachy color, which honestly I did too, but it doesn't always show up well on the camera. It's really weird in different light. So just like to get off subject for a second. Yeah. All right. So has everyone, Glenda, did you find your Chiron? Does anybody need help finding their Chiron? Because I do have some time and I can read some of these, but I want to put this out there again. I'm going to flash these websites up there for you guys again. And you can always, like, you know, watch this show in the reruns, especially on YouTube, to see what these are. So this is one website. It's the astrolibrary.org /interpretations /Chiron /. This is a wonderful resource right here. Okay. The next one, and probably my favorite, is the teaandrosemary.com / Chiron in the houses / Now, when you get to tea and rosemary, you can also look at Chiron in the signs. There's another place on there to click in where it says Chiron in the houses, and then you scroll down and it'll say Chiron in the signs. And you can click into that, and that's what I was reading from. Not just to me and to Momi, because right now Chiron is in Aries, and I feel like that is affecting all of us, but it's especially affecting people that do have Chiron in Aries. Okay. So when you're looking at that, this is, it tells you how to heal it, and it gives you an exercise on what you need to do to help you to heal it. It's really wonderful information. It is. Okay, Kathleen, I love this. Chiron and Pisces. Now, my boys have Chiron and Pisces. So my boys, obviously, one is, they're 9 and 7. I was like, how old are these kids? They're 9 and 7. So I have been reading up a lot on Chiron and Pisces. All right. Shall we take a little stroll into Chiron and Pisces? Love that. So, I want to point out, and this, I'm not trying to bring up something bad or anything like that. Kathleen, I know her personally. She's on YouTube right now, and she had an event in her life that was really a big deal. I mean, it was a big deal. It was traumatic. It was, something that she, has to deal with every day practically. So I'm not going to go into details because I don't want to expose like all Kathleen's stuff here on YouTube and on Facebook. But Kathleen had a very traumatic event in her life, and it was during Chiron and Pisces. And she has Chiron and Pisces. So I'm looking at the Chiron in Aries for me. And the Chiron, when Chiron returned to Aries for me, what it did is it kept pushing me to deal with the stuff that I should have been healing. And it kept putting me, and I'm just now seeing this, by the way, and it is because of you, Kathleen, because I'm putting it together in my head. It forced me to deal with the things that I was avoiding, that I was just letting happen, whatever, I can deal, all of that stuff. It forced me to deal with it. It forced me to step up to the plate, and it forced me to work it out so that I wasn't a doormat and that I wasn't like on the attack. Now, let's go through Chiron and Pisces because I have it saved because of my children. And I'm so glad I do, Kathleen, because I want to talk to you about this. And, I would love to talk to you about this, like, personally too. Okay, Alethea has Chiron in Pisces as well in the 7th house. Where's yours at, Kathleen? What house is it in? And I'll tell you why I want to know. Okay. The Chiron in Pisces wound. I don't know if I want to read this now. The Chiron in Pisces wound is all about a loss of trust in the universe. With Chiron in Pisces, you don't completely believe in the oneness of all that is. In the first scenario, you have a deep fear of being hurt by the universe or the forces at play. You might feel like the world is unfair or merciless, or that you have been left out to dry. Hang on. Often those with Chiron and Pisces have a sense of betrayal. You feel that the universe wasn't there for you when you needed their help the most. Chiron in Pisces has a lot to do with the idea of fate. Most individuals with Chiron in Pisces think, even subconsciously, that they were dealt an unfair hand in life. Alternatively, with Chiron and Pisces, you might feel like you're not deserving of the energy of the universe, and you probably feel the suffering of the world very deeply and find it easy to become stuck in your own suffering. When someone else feels pain, you feel it right along beside them. The pain of others is amplified, but your own wounds are intensified too. Okay, let me tell you something. There's another lady in the chat, Alethea, that has Chiron and Pisces, and there's another lady that I do not think is here, who I absolutely love her posts, and I'm constantly trying to send people to her page on Facebook because she has the most wonderful, funny, uplifting posts, and she also has Chiron in Pisces. I'm almost willing to bet on it. Because if I'm not mistaken, Kathleen, I think y'all were born close to the same time. The reason why I'm saying this and why I see what it is for the women that I know, I'm so sorry. I don't know any men off the top of my head that have Chiron and Pisces other than my kids. But Chiron and Pisces is, I am seeing it quite clearly in the people that I know. Hey, Heather, how are you? So how to heal that? How to heal the Chiron and Pisces? It says first you may have to develop a hard shell of cynicism. But when I don't necessarily think that's the best thing. But when feelings threaten to overwhelm you, because I can see that with the women that I know that I'm speaking to directly right now, because I know for a fact Kathleen and Alethea and even the third lady that is not here in the chat that I have a feeling has Chiron and Pisces in her chart. I know for a fact that all three of these women have that same component where they feel the pain of others. They're very strong empaths, but they also feel like, where is the universe when I need them? I know that there has been times when they have felt like that. Honestly, there's been times that we've all felt like that. Am I right? But this is you don't have to be the underdog. You don't. So what I see here is, and I love this, how to heal. Sometimes Chiron and Pisces express both qualities, and have to put up a wall between them and the rest of the world so that they don't feel as much of what's going on. They don't feel all the pain that's around them. They don't have to invite that in, but also seeing that it's not, because they can feel so much empathy for the people around them, and when somebody else is feeling pain, you feel it too. You start to say, okay, I don't have to be a martyr. They're feeling pain too. They're feeling it too. I can heal from this. I don't have to be the underdog here. Okay. I'm so glad that's come up. I knew that one was going to be hard. I didn't know it was going to be, it was like hitting me. Okay, let's go to Chiron in Aquarius, because I'm really wanting to see that. Because that's what Glenda says she has, is Chiron in Aquarius. Is that right? Yes. Okay, where is it? Okay, it's not in here. That's weird. Let's go to the natal chart. Oh, this is good. Hang on. I just found another little piece of Tomomi, did you say your moon was conjunct Chiron? I'm interested in that, and I want to see if North Node conjunct Chiron is in this chart as well. I'm getting to Aquarius, I swear. I think I have a couple. I don't have it on. Here we go. Okay. Chiron in Aquarius is the wound of belonging. Okay. Chiron in Aquarius. You might feel disconnected or self-conscious in a group setting. You don't feel like you truly belong in the community in some way. Aquarius is a group sign, but it's also about being different and quirky. With Chiron, that explains the wound. I mean, it kind of does. I get that. I want to see what this other site says about that. Yeah, may feel uncomfortable in large groups, and this may stem from feeling different when you were young. Social rejection makes them want to withdraw from the public and stay only with those with the same interest. They may feel disconnected or isolated, like they don't fit in, like they don't. They have a real talent for helping others express themselves. Oh, that makes sense, Glenda. You do have a talent for helping people express themselves. I mean, I feel so comfortable around you. I'm like, yeah, let's just, that's amazing. They may find themselves only interested in new ideas or resolutely stuck in the old. To learn this lesson in healing, they need to be themselves and cherish their differences. This can be a tough lesson as it is difficult for some to feel comfortable in their skin. Taking part in groups that encourage the expression of individuality can help them integrate this lesson. I love that. I honestly never would have guessed that about you, Glenda, because I mean, there's so many people that are just like, oh my gosh, yes, Glenda Peck gonna be there. That's fantastic. I'll be there. I mean, yeah, because you're a lot of fun. You're a lot of fun with your lavender hair. I'm looking for what this one says. Healing. Okay, how to heal an Aquarius. You must first realize that you most likely come from another solar system or even a universe. You bring unique qualities to the world, and these are gifts rather than burdens. All star seeds are here for a reason. I like that. You are. The path to healing Chiron in Aquarius involves learning to see that you do fit in to the grand plan. At the end of the day, with Chiron even with Chiron in Aquarius, you do fit in somewhere. To heal, you need to figure out where that is and learn to let go of resentful, like feeling resentful towards people whom you didn't fit in with to begin with. I like that. Michelle, did you see the sign that yours is in? Like what I almost said what aeronautical sign? What is wrong with me? Seriously? I mean, is this perimenopause? Is this what this is doing to my head? I mean, I'm not loving it. I just really got to be honest with you. Not not loving the perimenopause. I'm also, my screen looks crooked. I don't really like that, so I'm switching it. Yeah. Okay. So, so Michelle, what sign is yours in? I know we decided it was in the 8th house, but this is so interesting to me. And seriously, I would really like to talk to some of you that have Chiron and Pisces, like, on a private level, because I see that with my kids. That, I mean, they are both such strong empaths, and I didn't realize it until I was reading about Chiron in Pisces and going, oh my gosh, like this is a big deal with them. And just seeing, like, how, I mean, because they just get so upset. And even when they were little and still in car seats, when thing 2 would get upset, thing 1 would reach over and just hold his hand. So I have pictures, like I would be at a red light and I would do like a selfie and take a picture of them sitting in the back seat holding hands, just because thing 2 was upset and thing 1 was like, I got you, buddy. I got you. David is a Chiron in Pisces. That is interesting to Momi. Because I know he had an event that happened in his life as well. And I wonder if that's when Chiron was back in Pisces. So Chiron left Pisces in 2019. I don't know how long it was in Pisces before that, because it's different times. Like this time, Chiron is in Aries from 2019 until 2027. So it's very interesting. And Chiron retrograded into Pisces. Oh, Chiron actually entered Aries in 2018 and then retrograded back into Pisces and entered Aries for the long haul in 2019. Interesting. Really, Michelle, yours is Aries as well? Interesting. Love it. Love it. Okay, so Dr. Seuss is Chiron in Taurus. Now, let me tell you something funny here. Okay, so Dr. Seuss has an ascendant in Aquarius, and my ascendant is in Capricorn. So I have been dealing with that Pluto in my ascendant, or in the sign of my ascendant, for the last 16 years. Okay. So I paved the way for Dr. Seuss to deal with that same kind of shit for like the next 20 years. Okay. So because Pluto's in his ascendant now, it's hilarious. It's funny. Now, I did the same. I'm doing the same thing with Chiron. I'm paving the way because Chiron's going to leave Pisces in Aries in 2027, and it's going to go into Taurus, which is where his Chiron is. And I'm just like, okay, we're dealing with it. I've already been there. I've done it. So let me tell you what you need to do. Maybe this is what I'm here to do. That's how I help him deal with his anxiety, is that I do this shit first, and then I come to him and go, it's not that bad. It's fine. It's fine. And it's funny because he's going back to school, and so that's where that Pluto in his ascendant is. 2 seconds, Michelle, and I will. Okay. This is the, just to let you guys know one more time, This is my new email address. I've put it out there all over the place. I can't load anything up on my website until I change it over to the new company. But they did allow me to change the email address on my website. And on YouTube, you can find this email address. I don't know if I changed it on Facebook. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got to go in and do that. What do I need to email to you? Just your birth chart. If you want to do that, I think I can get all the information off of it, Michelle, and I will have then I'll have your email and I can email it back to you and ask you questions if I need to. But I wonder if that is the year he left California, Tomomi. Big events. So when we have our, let's call it a Chiron returns, okay? Tomomi and I are almost the same age. We're about the same age. I think, am I older than you, Tomomi? Like at least maybe a few months. But if we have, when we have our Chiron returns, like sort of our Saturn returns kind of thing, I think this is a different kind of thing. I think this is about healing. Well, you certainly don't look older, Tomomi. You look like my baby sister, okay? It's all that great skin that you have. I mean, really, come on. What are you doing to me here? But but I think our Chiron returns is almost as important as our Saturn returns. I really, truly do, because I am looking at my chart and I am looking at when Chiron went into Aries. That's about the time that I started taking all of these. A little bit earlier, I started getting interested in astrology. I started mapping out things in astrology and I started really looking into it in 2017. In 2018, I was in. I wasn't as deep as I am now, but I was in. And I have not stopped taking astrology classes since then. So this wonderful lady named Annie that I used to work with got me hooked into astrology, and I haven't let it go. So I think the Chiron returns is a big deal. And certainly it changed me. It changed me from being that little bit of a doormat. Okay. A little bit of a doormat, but a little bit of a bossy thing, too. It changed me. So I definitely was constantly put into situations where I had to say, no, this is not okay. I'm not doing this. I had to constantly be put into those situations until I stood up and said no. And now it's different. I know. And now I'm not afraid to be on here by myself. I made changes. I'm just the odd man out here tonight, not having something in Pisces. Let me tell you something, Kelsey. Girl, you got everything else in Pisces, though. I mean, seriously, I'm looking, let's just, I'm not going to put it up on the screen here, because god dang. I'm not going to put your chart up on the screen, Kelsey, but I am going to just look at it real fast. Yeah, you're good. You got every other thing in Pisces, with a couple of outer sprinklings. I will say, what is so cool about Kelsey's chart, she has a lot of shit in Pisces, okay? She has a lot of stuff in Pisces. But she has Venus and Mars in Aries together. So it's just she's got fiery passion on either side. So seriously, she is I mean, it's that fiery energy. You know what I'm saying? It would be interesting. I think that's something you should put on a t-shirt, Kelsey. So when you're dating, you can be like, I have Mars and Venus in Aries. And the right people will come in for that. I mean, they'll just know how passionate you are. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, you have a lot of other things. Okay, but it's big things, Kelsey. It's big things. All right, hun. I mean, Sun, Mercury, and Moon, that's a lot of weight. It's a lot of Pisces. I do love it though. I love it. Oh my gosh. And it is just a lot of water in your chart, but it's water and fire. I do love that. I love it. I love it. Okay. So how's everybody feeling about Chiron? Because I'm not going to talk about it tonight because there's not enough time, but I do want to talk about some of the other I want to talk about some of the other asteroids because let me tell you, it's fascinating. I want to tell you about you know, when I talk about cafe astrology, I think I talk about this plenty with you guys. cafeastrology.com. This is the packet that I got for free about my chart. Do you see how thick that is? This is cafeastrology.com. This is just my chart. You see how thick that is? Now, I have ordered some of their, because one of my friends used to order, like they have all these reports that you can order off of Cafe Astrology. And one of my friends used to order these reports off of Cafe Astrology. Well, I got hooked. So their reports are not that much. They're like $3 or something, like $3, $4 or something like that. This is one report that was like $3. I can't remember exactly how much it was because I pulled this down like 2 or it may have even been 3 years ago now. This has a lot of the asteroids in it, this report. This is the goddess report. And so it has a lot of the asteroids in it. The asteroids are Ceres, Ceres, Pallas, Pallas, or Athena, Juno, Vesta, and Hygiea. I think I'm saying that right. Hygiea. And the other one that I was very interested in is the Black Lilith. That is something that does show up on your natal charts from time to time. And again, is it Black Lilith? Wait. I know it's Lilith. I can't remember, but it's a dark place. It's a dark like spot. It's not an actual it's not an asteroid, it's a space, it's a place. So I really like that. Am I saying that wrong? What is it? Lilith? But this is really fascinating to me, but I'm telling you, Cafe Astrology has some amazing little reports that you can get, and I think they're really, really cool. They're not that expensive. It's just called Lilith. And then Fortune is the other thing that's in the list. But yeah, I printed this one out in 2020. This report, you see that? These reports are not that expensive. And there's something that you can print out. You can save an electronic copy, I believe. and to your computer. And it's something that you can keep and use as reference material when you are studying astrology. So whatever it is that you're looking for, if you can't find it like free online, definitely look at Cafe Astrology because it's probably not that expensive. There's a lot of great and free sites online. And I will continue to give them to you guys as much as I can. This is the other report that I got. It is the messengers. I can't read it because it's sort of waved off. Oh, here it is. The Iris Asteroids Report, Rainbow Messenger of the Gods and Goddesses. So that's the report that I pulled, and this is their series. These are the asteroids. Juno, Iris, Apollo. It's still very, really, it's really cool information. So nice, thick packets of information. You get a bang for your buck with Cafe Astrology. So again, a friend of mine got me hooked on this, and I was just loving it, pulling down reports from them all the time. And I think it was absolutely worth it. Totally worth it. And it's a great reference material. Here, I'm going to flash up the reference materials for tonight real quick. This is the astrolibrary.org for the Chiron interpretations, Chiron. And then this is my favorite, teaandrosemary.com/Chiron in the houses / Now, when you get to Chiron in the houses, there is going to be a section on there where you can click on Chiron in the signs. Okay? After you read your Chiron in the house, I highly recommend that you look at Chiron in the signs because there's a lot of information there. But I do think most of us, I think we hit a lot of the highlights tonight of like where most of us were born. This is really, really cool. I definitely feel like this is, it is important what house it's in and what sign it's in. But look at your whole house chart. There's a lot of astrologers online that only read whole house charts, and they only do traditional zodiac readings, which means that they don't include Pluto, Uranus. There's another one that they don't include, Neptune. So they don't include those as rulers. So that's why a lot of times people are like, I don't understand. I heard that Saturn rules both Capricorn and Aquarius. And traditional astrologers will say that Saturn rules Aquarius. I can't wrap my head around that. I just can't. So for me, I do the modern astrology in that part. And I see that Uranus rules Aquarius. Okay. I see that Neptune rules Pisces. And that Pluto rules Scorpio. So that's me. And that's fine. There's no wrong way here. Okay, people? There's no wrong way. If you want to do whole house astrology, if you want to do traditional, if you want to do modern, if you're okay with breaking up the houses a little bit, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. You do what resonates with you and what helps you to understand not only your path, but maybe the people in your family, or if you're doing it for clients, what helps you to understand what will help your clients. So keep that in mind, all right? And I will try to pound this into everyone's head. There is no wrong way, okay? Because this is an interpretation. It's all an interpretation. There is no wrong way. It's a very loud car. Can y'all hear that? So there's just subtle differences here with whole house. This is my whole house chart and my not whole house chart. So there's subtle differences, but it does change placements. Do you see how my Chiron is in the 4th house here, and here it's in the 3rd house? Oh, come on. There we go. My moon and Saturn are in the 5th house in this chart, and they're in the 6th house in this chart. So it's very interesting. I love to study it, but I'm not going to confuse everybody that's just learning astrology. Pick one, study that, start to get really comfortable with it, and then study the other one, which is why I started pulling the whole house charts. Because I also took a class on it. You know, I couldn't help myself. But I do like how some of the astrologers explain why they use whole house charts, why they do traditional astrology. Go for it. I think it's really interesting. So, but you can get your whole house chart on Cafe Astrology if you choose. I printed the whole house chart on Cafe Astrology. However, I also got the the modern one from Cafe Astrology as well. Okay, do you guys have any questions? I do really like the other asteroids. I think that they add a bit of flavor to the chart, but I don't typically read them in the chart when I'm doing somebody's readings. I don't. I think the asteroids add a bit of flavor. I think it adds something, but it's like salt and pepper, or I don't know, maybe another kind of seasoning. It's not always necessary. You know, it's not always necessary to get the full impact of the flavor of somebody's chart. But I do think Chiron is an important one. Okay, does anybody have any questions? Again, if you guys want to email me, I am not counting people that are typically in this chat. I don't see as new clients, but I did like stop accepting new clients in January. But if you guys are in this chat and we've chatted, we've talked before, and especially those of you that are always here, if I've never done a reading for you, you can always like send me your chart. I'll get to it. But I do want to talk to Michelle. I do want to see that. But I do think there's some good stuff to like uncover in our charts. Is there anything that you guys are wanting to know next? We briefly talked about Chiron last week, so that's why I wanted to get in on it today. But is there anything that you guys wanted to talk about next week? Or is there anything else you want to know about the charts, the astrology? Like how I've created my own, like, this is the definition of the houses. Jennifer style. I know. Hello, mouse. Can you not destroy what's on your face? What's on your face? Mouse has a dirty face. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, if there's something that you want me to talk about that has to do with astrology or any of this stuff, numerology, I know someone's already asked me to talk about the tarot again. And I think I am going to go back through the tarot because honestly, I didn't get back into the tarot until just a few years ago when, again, a friend of mine was teaching a tarot class and I decided to take it. And I am now very much into the tarot, but I definitely feel like there's more to add to it. Yeah. recap on basic next week. Basics for astrology, Alethea, or basics for like tarot? I love that. Thank you, Michelle. And I love that like the creepies didn't come back on YouTube tonight. I mean, well, this is the beautiful thing, and what I truly love about YouTube is that once you block them on YouTube, once you block them on your channel, they still think that they're typing on your channel. So they think that they're leaving comments and that you're just ignoring them, but you can't see them. So it makes them feel like they're actually doing something, that they're annoying you, or they're typing, mean comments or whatever, but you can't see it. That's the beautiful thing about YouTube. I love that. So they don't know that they're blocked. They think that they're hassling everyone, but no one can see their stuff. And I love that. Is that mean? I mean, yes, it could be. But yes, all right, Alethea, charts it is. Oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to it too, Teresa. What a great time. Again, you guys, Teresa is the one that we're lighting healing candles for this week and pushing off some good energy to. She is recovering from strep throat, and we all know how fun that is, right? So Teresa, I'm so glad you were able to join us tonight. And I hope I see all of you again next week. I will go over some basics about the charts. I will. I mean, I think like reminding everyone what the traditional rulers of the signs and the traditional stuff versus the modern. I think that's a good idea. And going through the whole house charts versus the regular, what I think of as the regular charts. Yeah. So this week, here you go. This week, get on YouTube, look at some astrologers, look at some astrologers that use the charts and talk about different placements. Molly McCord is one. A friend of mine turned me on to her like years ago. She's great. Maren Altman is one that I really, really like. Love her astrology. I just like her spunk. She's a young woman. I love it. I'm old enough to be her mother. I don't care. She's just very unique, but I like her take on astrology. She has some wonderful classes that she offers. She has some really great stuff in her YouTube channel. So check her out as well. Maren Altman, Maren. A client turned me on to her. There's a few others that I follow, but once you get started, once you start looking up astrologers on YouTube, like more show up. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty cool. But I'm very interested in them. And I do not like, and I will not listen to any of the astrologers that say it has to be done this way. You're wrong. It has to be done this way. It doesn't. It doesn't. That's not the way life works. It doesn't. It's just like reading the tarot cards. There's not one way to do it. You know? What do you think, Mouse? I think Mouse agrees. I also think he's just hungry. So, all right, you guys, I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful night. I am redoing a lot of my shows that I had on my old channel where a lot of you, where we met first. So I'm redoing them and I'm putting the new stuff up on YouTube. It is time consuming and I am a perfectionist. I can't help it. I'm a Virgo with Capricorn rising. But I'm fun because I have a Gemini moon. What? Oh my gosh, I'm insane. But I think that I truly do think that this is such a great group of people. It really is. So I'm redoing some of my videos because honestly, I'm embarrassed about the way I did them a couple of years ago. when I was trying to figure out how to like do stuff by myself on camera. I was always used to having other people, you know, so I'm redoing them. Yeah. I've already started. They're looking good. So you can check out Reviewed at the Round Table. But the numerology and the zodiacs, pretty sure I've got those set. All right. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful night. I hope you have a great week. We'll be back next week. I'll cover some basics about your chart, some basics about astrology. Yes, you're right, Alethea. It is. It's all about growth. You're so welcome, Glenda. And yes, I would love to see that, Michelle. That's awesome. We'll talk about some basics of astrology. We'll cover the meanings of the houses. We'll do a little bit of a dive into some of the signs even. And we'll see what questions you have for me then. All right, I will talk to you guys next week. I hope y'all have a good one. And until we see each other again, what are y'all going to do? Get out there and make your magic. Bye, guys.